Well, we've resorted to using Zoom for some of the composition class work that I do, and this is an ongoing workshop. And Zoom decided to eliminate me from the scene in the last 15 minutes of the video. So this I'm actually making specifically for that class, this video that you're about to see. And you're just getting a window into an aspect of my class and one of the points I make. We, for the sake of you who've never been involved in my thinking pertaining to composition, we think of the composition problem as of three parts. Remember, there's drawing, there's values, or you might say there's line rather in the spatial. There's values and there's color. Those are the three things that you actually have to create in the abstract. You have to create unity with. You have to create in those categories. You have to have unity. So in color, you talk about a color scheme, and I showed you that actually the most recent video, just briefly last time. I showed you how I do a study of a Degas copy, just with the idea of getting across taking notes to begin to understand the value scheme or the color scheme. Well, so this is to you, to night class, ongoing composition class people. And so from this point forward, I'm talking to you. So what you guys all did is you showed me, you copied a Degas or two, and you copied it in values, and you copied it in color. Now I'm going to try to get you to if you want to call it that, deduce what the big story is, okay? And we're talking now, I use the phrase the plot, right? So we're talking about trying to get you to think of composition in the biggest possible ways. And today is dedicated, as I said, is dedicated to the values portion of that three-part system. So remember, everything composition, the way I use it, is big. It's in the category of the plot of the entire book. Not all the nice things that happens in each little chapter, and it's not minor. It's the grand thing. When you get all done, you realize, oh, yeah, that's it, right? What I try to get you to do, and I'm going to show you how I do it in looking at this Degas, or a couple of Degas. I'm going to do a little demonstration, but what I'm trying to get you to do is try to fathom how to summarize the values scheme, okay? So we talk about color schemes, and you understand that, so it's basically a green picture with the oranges or whatever dancing through it, and you can sort of summarize it in a sentence. And in this case, it's a middle tone picture. In both cases, these will be middle tone pictures with the events in them being darks and lights. And I say the events because if it's generally one tone, then the other two values that you're playing with, and we think of it in terms of threes, by the way. Every picture has way more than three values in it. But the three big ones is what you have to be able to organize. That's what you'll see from across the room. You won't see 1,000 little breakdowns, okay? So remember, again, when I talk about composition, I'm talking about big thoughts, the grand event, and not a lot of peculiar little things that are happening way inside when you're zoomed in, okay? So I tell people to look at these things. When you look at them, look with a blurred eye. Think big, okay? Now in color, you look with a big soft eye, but in values, you want to look with a blurred eye. Just blur your eyes down and see how much unity you can get, and see where the action is. But of course, then pay attention to be conscious to say, well, is this a middle tone picture, a dark picture, a light picture, and then do the work of what you're going to see me do now. So for you students, what I want you to do is take the colors, the value study you did, or go back to the original Degas and try to come up with this. Now I'm calling this a thumbnail. A values copy is one thing, right? And you're trying to understand his value relationships. Now what I'm trying to get you to do is do a summary statement, okay? And that's what this is. When I talk about thumbnails, I'm talking about a summary statement when it gets to a color thumbnail, mainline thumbnail, and you go, anybody looking back into my stuff will find all three of these now that I'm doing this one. The mainline one, the color scheme one from last week, and the values one. So let's have a look, okay? I've chosen this dance scene, bunch of as you can see, there's an audience in the foreground. There's a stage, and there's a bunch of background prop stuff, and in the foreground also there's a cello or two, or rather maybe a bass or two sticking up there. So watch me summarize it, okay? Now I'm trying to do this in a way I've never done before, simply by dragging yeah, it's working. Look at that. Simply by dragging my fingers. So just watch what I'm doing here. So there's the rectangle I'm trying to produce. I'm trying to make it match that rectangle. I always work the rectangle first, okay? And just ignore my gestures. I'm actually speaking while I'm doing this, but I'm taking all of that out so I can speak over the whole thing. All right? So there it is. Now that obviously I didn't succeed at getting that rectangle perfect, but you don't need to for this concept. And I'm going to say again, the idea of a concept is, it's a summary idea. It has a grand idea, an idea of the whole that you can hold in your mind, right? So when I get all done with this, you're going to see that it's very simple, possibly something anybody could rather retain, right? And you need to get ideas like this. You need a big idea about composition whenever you're working. Degas, by the way, was an imaginative painter, so he's coming up with these things. When you're working a still life or landscape or something like that, it's also imperative that you think this way, begin to understand your composition, what the big game is. Okay, all right. So let's keep moving forward. Now you're going to notice, and that's what I'm trying to explain here now, is that this is a middle tone composition. So I chose a middle tone paper to work on, so I have to do less work, right? And the middle tone seems to be moving sort of out of the left side, trucking across, and it gets darker down toward the bottom right. If I wanted to go further, I could have made that dark go up higher into the, as you can see, if you blow your eyes, you'll see the whole right side could be darker, okay? Okay. Now, that's the big ground. That's the basic note. When I say, so if you look at this picture and you say, what color is this picture? You might say it's a blue to green, sort of kind of a general color, right? A neutral blue to green. Something like that. You might even say it's a yellowish overall cast. Well, this is in the same way of thinking. This is the general cast of this picture is a middle tone, and which there's a movement in the middle tone that moves from a little lighter on the left to less so on the right. All right. All right. Let's keep moving through this. Oops, I'm going backwards. I apologize, people. That's a good trick. All right. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm going to pick the whites to go next because it's easier to put these darks over white than it is whites over dark. Okay, lights, very light lights. So I'm just going to generalize them in. See that? There you are. Now, you see that this isn't an attempt to draw. I don't see legs. I may imply them down there in the foreground, but I'm not meaning to particularly. I'm just drawing the general impression. You know, the value of the idea of the general impression is so huge. Just don't ever underestimate that. Okay, it's huge. And this is where you really see it play off. What Degas is doing, by the way, he's composing in the new school. He's composing with his eyes visually. He's not composing with primarily with shape and object and all those sorts of things. He's composing with darks and lights. All right. Even when we'll see the next one. Even when he does that one. All right. So moving forward then. And this has to be reasonably adequate. Get an idea of the distribution of these lights, by the way. And then put it down. All right. So as you can see, I put a couple dots over there where the two women are in the left, the dancers are in the left. And as a game, I noticed that the whole thing, then the dark started coming together a little bit. And then by the time I got to the right side, they were pretty well masked, right? So there's a big blob over on the right side. So I saw that as a system, right? You see the run of them. A couple dots of dark and then more smashes of dark and then solid, right? I'll probably push this a little more. Let's see if I do. Just the corner can be filled out more. So, okay, so that's as far as I went. Let's just stay there a second, then let me just go back for a second. So if you can see, can you see what I'm talking about? Looking at this thing with my arrow here, you can see that I could have darkened this in more, but the concept is in my mind, right? This picture is a middle tone picture, and it has a grand movement of light going through it, and it has a dance of the darks. And in my shot here, it's clear that the darks dominate, right? And that's rather important. The lights are closer in value to the midtones, even though they distinguish themselves. And they really do dominate. The darks really do dominate. And they move from a greater mass over here and go chucking over, chuck, 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 out that way. Okay? Now that's a summary statement. You should be able to write something like that down in one sentence. Okay? Keep thinking that one sentence thing, class. Okay. All right, so now I am going to the next one. And now see, I chose this because it's the same proportion. It happened to be on the same page. But it's totally blocky, very square-edged and all that sort of thing. So can you get your eyes to blur down is the big question. Can you blur down and actually see what the grand unities are per value? Okay? All right, so let's move forward. All right. And again, you want to find that rectangle, approximate it to be the same as the one on the right. I'm not even particularly careful to get it perfectly square. Why would I? Why do I care, right? This is a thumbnail. So I say square meaning perpendicular lines to each other and that sort of thing. You have to be careful about that kind of stuff. But reasonably close in the proportions if you can get it. My image is turned away more. The board is there. All right. So what's the story? All right, let's see what we got. I'm looking at it. I'm saying, oh, let's see what I decide. All right. I said it's a dark, out toward the right side, I can see a definite dark middle tone. And by the way, I'm also concluding apparently that it's a middle tone picture. I'm working on a middle tone ground here. So it's a movement from darker middle tone to the right, and maybe getting gradually less so to the left. Now what you see me doing is finding the next, just like in the last one, I'm trying to find the major lights, and I find 3 of them, okay? There's the big long one on the left, the big mass on the middle, and I, by the way, preconceive these, try to see the lights as a set. So you can see how they hang together. So what they're doing as one, okay? That's the very definition of unity, what all these different things are doing as one. Well, in this case, if you can't get the lights to dance together as one, even though they're all different shapes, et cetera, then we may have a problem, right? And even conceiving what unity is. Okay, so obviously I've made the same decision. It's very curious that it's rather similar in design, isn't it? In the way I'm talking about it. Very odd to say that. So again, you see me putting a couple dots in on the left. That would be the heads up on the left side. I'm not trying to draw with them. If you blur your eyes, they're just dots. Or essentially, that's all they are. Then I come to the right side, and I plow in these darks, and I go right up the middle with them, going pop, pop, pop with them, and I'm done. Now, do you see what that is? That's the grand concept of this picture, reduced to what the big general value is, what the next major event is. And notice that it really there's a lot of middle tones in this picture, a lot of things between dark and between light, but all that matters if you blur down your eyes is the 3 big notes, the 3 big values. And so here's the summary statement. So my question to you, class, is whether or not you can pull that off, and I really want to be of help to you in any way I can, so be sure to let me know how I can as we go by. I did mean to show, I wonder if I did. I keep talking about this, I don't know why. I did mean to have a last slide in here where I showed side by side, the top, both of those things up one above the other, but I guess I didn't get to that. All right, there you are. Thank you all again, and do subscribe, share, and all the rest of it. And to you in the class, I apologize for my disappearing act, but this is what I wanted to share with you. So your assignment for next week is going to be to go ahead and work from your head and finish. You have those thumbnails. I want you to now do, not those thumbnails, but those value studies. What I want you to do, you have a value study and you have a color study. What I'd like you to do is to go ahead and give me a color thumbnail, which is just show me the movements without drawing. Just show me the grand color plan. And if you can, show me the grand values plan in a way that I'm showing you how to do here. If I can get you to just imitate me, If I can get you to just imitate me, don't think about this stuff too much. Just notice what I just did. Notice the drawing on my right. And again, if you don't blow your eyes, you won't know what I'm doing, right? And then all the questions in the world, and we'll go forward from there. Okay. All right, and I'll put your assignment on the board. Okay, on the Facebook board. So again, to those who got the window over the shoulder, I hope you enjoyed that, and thank you, somebody. I got a new donation. Uh-oh, now I'm in trouble. I hope my producer will put it up right here. And and thank you very much. And thank you for subscribing and sharing and all the rest. Please do make comments, ask questions. Let's have a discussion about these points. I mean, don't take me for granted. And if I say something about things like this, I really don't want to be misunderstood. I'm not trying to throw flack at you and look smart. I'm really trying to enable, empower you. Okay. But right here, you're seeing the most fundamental thing in composition that you find things about this in book. It's called notan in the Taoist way of talking. But it's never reduced to the big principle of the grand thing that you're really supposed to be after when it comes to the values thing. So do ask questions to whatever degree I'm not clear about what I'm doing, because I really do want to make it clear. Yeah. All right. So next time, and thank you very much.